Nearly 11 years after the attacks of September 11th, we still have tens of thousands of U.S. troops in Afghanistan. Why they're there? Because of al-Qaida. There are still some al-Qaida militants inside the country. More importantly, the U.S. has not yet defeated the Taliban. And the worry is if the Taliban comes back into power after the U.S. draws down, then al-Qaida will shortly follow thereafter, reopening their training camps, starting to plot again against the United States from Afghan soil. So what they're trying to do right now is manage a handover to the Afghan security forces to leave them in charge by 2014 and end U.S. combat operations. We're looking ahead to a strategy that will probably include, say, 5,000 special operations troops backed by regular forces to provide air support and logistics. Now, what those forces would do is two things: work with the Afghan forces to keep them on track and also hunt terrorists to keep al-Qaida from coming back. The fear is that if the Afghans are forced to assume total control of the country too quickly, that they will simply collapse under an onslaught by the Taliban. The Taliban has managed to gain territory back in some of the more remote locations where the U.S. has withdrawn. It's been this pattern back and forth over the last decade. The U.S. will clear an area and then hand it over to the Afghan government or the fledgling Afghan security forces, and within weeks, months, the Taliban comes back. U.S. officials are fond of saying that al-Qaida is on the ropes, that with continued pressure against the organization, it won't be able to mount another attack against the continental United States. The numbers inside Afghanistan are small, but they're there. What is more concerning is that the action against al-Qaida in Afghanistan and Pakistan has driven al-Qaida to other parts of the globe. There's a large al-Qaida presence in Yemen on the Arabian Peninsula, and also a fledgling presence in Somalia. Beyond that, U.S. officials see a growing presence in places like Mali and across North Africa, where small bands of al-Qaida-minded militants, maybe they haven't sworn allegiance yet, but they are growing their forces. They're using kidnapping, especially kidnapping of foreigners, to fund their activities, and they could present the next threat to the United States somewhere down the line.